right, and so now we have our last example here. And you'll notice this example, the equation, it's a little more messy. It has a fraction, and most of your equations you'll find will have fractions. The process is the same. We're going to create a table of values. We're going to choose 3 points. The only difference is the points that we choose are going to have to be a little different this time. So I can still pick 0. I absolutely love 0. I think it is a great point to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick 0. And I'm going to just go ahead and solve this one first. And remember, we are substituting for x. So we're going to go ahead and replace that. We're going to have 2/3 times 0 minus 2. Well, 2/3 multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. I have my first point. Now I have to be careful. I love the number 1. The number 1 is not going to work here. 2/3 times 1 is going to give me 1. I've got a fraction. It's going to be messy, and it's going to be difficult to graph. When you're choosing values, you want to look at the denominator in your fraction. You want to choose multiples of that denominator so that the fraction will cancel and just become a whole number. So a great number to pick would be 3. A multiple of that maybe is 6. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this. 2/3, but instead of x, we're going to replace it with a 3 minus 2. Now, I want you to think of that fraction. It's not just 3, it's really 3/1. So now when you go ahead and multiply, you're going to get y equals 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. We get that point right there is 0. So notice how that fraction, we were able to simplify it, right? And some of you might have some other methods right away for simplifying your fractions. We'll do that on the next. You can cancel your 3's or some other methods. Eventually, do your math correctly, you'll still get to the same answer. So let's do our last one. Y equals 2/3. Instead of x, we're going to put a 6 minus 2. All right, so again, think of that as being 6/1. So when we multiply now, 2 times 6 is 12. Divided by 3 times 1 is 3. Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. My answer is 2. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to plot my points. And then I'm going to go ahead and graph my line, and it's very good. Again, if you're at home, if you're graphing these on paper, you can use a ruler. If you're on the computer, you're just kind of clicking and dragging the endpoints to make them line up as best you can. I know it won't be exact, neither is mine. So the next thing you want to look at is that bottom example. And I'm going to go ahead and get you started there. So when you look at that bottom example, your equation is y equals -1/5 x. So if you go ahead and create your tables, 0 is a great number to pick. Then you might want to pick multiples of 5. So 5 or 10, -5 would be some good choices to pick for that problem. All right. So go ahead, finish completing your notes, turn them in, and I will check them over.